How's it going, guys? So to start off, I would say the most productive aspect that I felt that I gained from the class as a whole would just be gaining a broader knowledge of a lot of different topics that I'd already learned or stuff that I'd already heard of but didn't know much about. Also, the complete revamp of my LinkedIn profile was also a huge positive experience because I probably would not have changed anything or just would have had the same boring profile had we not had to make it better for the class. As far as the podcast discussion go, the most productive experience for me was learning, how other people reacted to the podcast and how interested people were and like how interested I was on the different, podcasts that we had, and just how well everyone communicated, in the groups that I was placed in. As far as the LinkedIn assignment, like I said, the LinkedIn assignment was great for me. But the most productive or positive experience was getting the needed feedback for me to be able to better my profile and gain new connections and link with new companies and groups and find people that I wouldn't have necessarily found or linked with had I not looked into it a little more for this class. The not so positive experience with the class overall, I would say. The not-so-positive experience I had was not doing nearly as well on the midterm as I had hoped, which probably could have been avoided if I had, obviously studied a little more, but we'll try to make up for that with the upcoming final. The podcast discussions, the not-so-positive experience with the podcast, I would say it was on our last one of the group members did the wrong podcast, so we weren't really able to discuss in as much detail as we would have liked to, but overall the podcasts were great. The not so positive experience for LinkedIn, I would have to say the amount of time that it took me to actually redo my LinkedIn. It took me a lot longer than I was expecting or planned, but it was definitely worth it. This probably could have been avoided if I had been keeping up with my LinkedIn ahead of time, or plugging stuff in as it came to me, and as I got more experience and stuff like that. And then what I've gained from the class thus far and how it will benefit me. As far as what I've gained from this class, I would say a sense of really just being able to dial in my marketing knowledge and put the knowledge to test in this final class. And I feel as if these skills and knowledge will only go on to better me in the future and on into my career. So thank you, guys.